Starting in the upper right-hand side, for the first time at a DreamHack after many, many attempts from Poland is TeRRoR. And a man that needs no introduction anymore, one of the most successful Western players in Asian competitions ever, is Foggy.
Let's turn to the altar of Foggy here. We maybe see a Walden here. Is that even a possibility, or is it just going to be the keeper everybody expects?
Okay, it is the keeper, but hold that thought for a possible second map, because Foggy's pick is Echo Isles, and that legendary best of 5 when he finally defeated Happy in the ESL Cup, that was with a Warden on Echo Isles, so probably a little more hero variety in this matchup than in the... Well, the first one had variety as well. I have no idea what I'm talking about. That's my usual casting style as well, has finally arrived at DreamHack.
It's all right. You know, Foggy sometimes is a bit of a slow starter. We're allowed to be too as well. You're great, Neo. You're great.
Thank you. Coming from you, man. That means a lot. On the other side, we got TeRRoR opening up with the DK. Remo was touching on that a little bit. Gargoyles. This was something that a couple of undeads did before Vortex comes to mind, of course, who overwhelmed Neutron at a previous DreamHack. But yeah, I'm curious if TeRRoR is getting a little shaky here. First time big competition.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it earlier. He was, I remember, I think it was Code 5 or something in Moscow, Russia. Many moons ago, many years ago. So he definitely has some offline experience. And I feel like he's kind of a seasoned veteran. I don't think he should be getting nervous, but at the same time, this kind of is his return to the big stage, right? Because like this is the biggest circuit of the year, really, that he's playing. He knows there's going to be thousands of people watching. Sometimes you kind of let that get to you.
And he's the only player from Poland, so carrying that Polish pride on his back as well. So far, the creeping goes pretty clean, I would say. Foggy almost Sonic-esque with an instance harass so far.
Yeah, Foggy always has very detailed creep routes. He's meticulous with them, and right now, what he's doing is just applying a lot of pressure while creeping a little bit on the other side. In keeping the undead busy on his side of the map, he started the tree at the bottom, and TeRRoR actually, just from seeing that, realized that this is probably what was happening. So he's going to be able to scout the tree down there, and now he gets to choose how aggressive he wants to be towards it. Does he... On this map, you really have an opportunity to let the tree finish, and instead go there while the Night Elf is creeping the Expo, and then can you fight him at the same time he's fighting the creeps, because it's a really tough camp to creep here on Concealed Hill. Yeah,
that can be terrible damage for sure, especially with a possible Tinker later. I was a little surprised looking into TeRRoR's base, because there was a second crypt lacking behind. The graveyard is on for quite some time, but here it is now. Foggy immediately there to shut it down and won't allow the Mask Arcs if he can.
Yeah, he's actually pulling back. He doesn't want to give any free experience to the DK here. Yeah, usually you want to start that second creep when your tech is halfway through done, so that it can finish at about the same time, and then you start double gargoyle immediately as you reach tier 2, so you can creep those fountains, apply pressure, kill wisps, and kind of make the Night Elf's life a living hell. Let me tell you, like, I got a couple of my teammates, you know, on the French team that we play in the team league with, that have to play against TeRRoR regularly. These guys, they're not fans of his, or at least how he plays. They hate playing against gargoyles with a passion.
Oh yeah, it's one of the most annoying play styles you can have, but as an undead, it can be so satisfying as well when you know that your opponent is like tilting in his chair. Any moment when you come in the main base, kill another wisp, kill another wisp, kill another wisp. And, you know, when I play WarCraft myself, I rarely have a smile on my face because I keep on losing, but that's a feels good moment.
Yeah. I wish I still had one of those, you know, when the 8 tanks with 3-0 were rolling in, you know, and I just like lay back in my chair and then watch myself in the game, but it's not quite there anymore.
You should try, man. You should try. Maybe you can get a surprise out. Or play Mass Gyros. People underestimate the power of Mass Gyros. Can also be very annoying.
You know what? I'll try it later for one game, and then after I've lost it, I'll blame it on you.
Oh, please link me the VOD afterwards. Can't wait.
Nice catch on the Wisp, by the way, in the top left. TeRRoR somehow scouted for it, and he found both of them being up there. And yeah, usually when you go Gargs, you want to expand like this on tier 2. Which... Where's the Acolyte? Wait. He might just delay that. He might be faking the expo.
Ooh. Oh man. He got both of the Wisp. Like, not only spotted them, but also killed them. Foggy a little sloppy with the detonator on the right-hand side and maybe surprised by the coil. But so far, I mean, TeRRoR's level 3, got the tally staff. No expo yet, but could be getting one. Or pushes. I like his position so far.
Yeah, it's... I feel like both players, they've kind of been doing what, you know, they're supposed to do up to this point. It's really now that the action should start ramping up. TeRRoR really lacking lumber right now. And yeah, we did have a panda. If it had been just one crypt and not Gargars, I think that's where you go Demon Hunter, but he saw the second crypt, knows that it's Gargs. He's like, all right, I know what's coming. I need to get a panda. And Foggy actually detonates the Blight on the expansion. TeRRoR, not to let him get that one ice tower that is unkillable according to Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin now one of the top 16 players in Europe. Maybe we have to take him a little more seriously when he says things like that. But this movement by Foggy, he was a little fooled by that creep before, right? He was thinking that there's an expansion up.
A player's forces are under
Yeah. I mean, you have to, like, you lose some Wisp there. You don't have vision for a second. That's how tower goes up. Sometimes the undeads are going to be really greedy also. They could even just start the Haunted Gold Mine. And once that finishes, it's that much harder to take out. So Foggy really respecting that. He pressured quite a bit, saw there was no expo. He's probably feeling very comfortable now. He can just start mining from his expo in a second. Get a lot of units. But he actually is entirely relying on archers here right now. And he hasn't been able to start tier 3 either. There's no lore.
Exactly. I'm a little curious about that too. Like, what's he supposed to do? Mass archers against DK Lich doesn't feel too great. And the Lich is coming and the Panda is severely underleveled thanks to that movement towards the north, fake expansion by TeRRoR. So I feel like TeRRoR's a little bit in Foggy's head so far.
He lost a lot of Wisps here, did Foggy.
Yeah.
Look at his lumber. He has no lumber. He finally started a lore in the main base. He's been losing Wisp left and right. I think ideally he should creep the lab and buy a shredder, but even that could be under threat. I mean, there's already quite a few guards. TeRRoR going into tier 3. He's not doing the non-slaughterhouse statue style that we saw Krav in the past play. You know, sometimes Frostgrim, sometimes just pure guards. He wants to make sure he's gonna have some of those to work with.
Scourge Bone Chime. So if Foggy plays with the idea of going hippos against Gargs, then this just got a lot rougher. Also more sustain on a possible ghouls that are helping in the push. Lich gotta be a little careful, but I think that's fine. One of the best undead moments next to Coil Nova, of course, is killing one of these dregs with Gargs. Just so fast, so efficient.
Yeah. Definitely feels like, you know, all is right in the world, and it's meant to be like that when you do that. It's a very specific move that you really only get to do on this map mostly. So once upon a time that would have been on Secret Valley, you know, Plunder Isle maybe.
Oh my god, don't remind me. I'm getting nightmares just hearing these map names. Thanks to all the map makers providing us with the beauty of CH, Northern Isles, Tide Hunters, and Autumn Leaves.
Ooh, Foggy gets level 3 with Ancient Django of Endurance here. One of the better items that he could have gotten for sure. And that AP, it's down. You can tell how TeRRoR is like so good at this style, by the way. Like, he found so many Wisp kills, then he used a little bit of downtime to go for the Drake on the right-hand side. The question is, what's the plan here down the line? Does he want to do a big attack, you know, with 60 supply or so, or 70 supply? Or does he actually want to try and set up his own expansion there eventually?
Foggy still has the Wisp there, so it will be scouted if he decides to go for one. He's tier 3. He grabs the orb. A little bit short on gold, I guess. I wonder if this is a Tinker game or not. So far, TeRRoR has no supply left over for it. He has to make a choice now.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, he's probably already made it, but we're not seeing it yet, as he just grabbed orb and is still creeping. Probably gonna get the other fountain, the other Drake, and get a good item. I don't know what would be really good. Like, if he keeps on making ranged units, I'm guessing True Shot would be nice to have. So far, he's got Bone Chimes. And on the other side, Foggy hasn't been able to tech yet. He just hasn't had the lumber the whole time. He's pumped out so many Wisp. He chose to play without a Shredder, but he made 2 Moonwells and an AP on the expansion. I think he's worried about a one-base push because he sees that there is no expansion, so that's actually pretty smart.
Yeah, Foggy adapting well to this early game. He's also pretty rich now, breaking upkeep. It is the second Drake, as you said, and Devotion Aura also pretty good. Gargoyles rather squishy, but now with 4.5 armor points, gonna be a tough job for Dryads and Archers on the other side. Big mana potion though. Ui, these items for Foggy are quite something, and there's a Sapper.
Ooh, he's gonna go for an attack in the main. The Sapper is lagging a little bit behind, but usually when you see an attack like this, you don't necessarily panic immediately if you're TeRRoR.
Under siege.
Yeah, the Expo not able to start here just yet. The Sapper is coming in. You need a couple hits on that Zig, otherwise it can get repaired. Gets 1 hit, 2 hits. Wait, it's going... Okay, it's going a little deeper. That's gonna get blown up instantly.
Okay, Breath of Fire says hello to the ghouls. Nice Nova into the background though, and there is Ghoul Frenzy, there is Stone Form. It's not that easy to kill. 3 Archers down, plus the TP for Ziggurat, and maybe a ghoul or something, but that's not much. Foggy is able to continue pressure on the upper left though, yeah.
That's crazy, actually. He calculated that perfectly. He's like, oh, he'll be back in the main base, and then that will show up there and get a cancel on the Expo. That gets a cancel alone.
Ooh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Little too late with that. Stone Form, pretty nice. Panda was actually surrounded there. So how powerful is this piercing damage now? He's going for the hero, seeing that there is no TP, but a potion and a staff, so hero should be safe. Next Breath of Fire hits really, really well.
And this time Stone Form wasn't available. He's trying to go for the Keeper. That's going to get staffed out. There is a greater healing on the Panda as well. Trance on the other side running into the main base now. They still haven't expired. Oh, that was a new set, I think.
Yeah, the Dryad is also standing at the lab. Pretty suspicious. Always having the option to go for another Sapper, but Foggy's expansion now is paying off more and more and more. It is now pretty well defended as well. With an AP, with 2 Moonwells, you can finally afford the tier 3. Foggy is finally coming online.
Yeah, I think TeRRoR, his best play here probably should be to try and expand again. Yeah. I don't think he could actually push against an AP, like defensive Moonwells and everything, but he should stay around the expansion for a while up until, you know, it's very close to finishing. So otherwise, he's just never going to finish. Foggy's going to keep on spamming Trance. If he gets a heal scroll, there's still a small, like 2 small green camps at the top, actually, to bring his DK closer to 5 and Lich closer to 4. Interesting to note, by the way, that the Black Citadel is almost mid hit points here. A lot of damage was taken already on this.
The Sappers, man. The Sappers putting in the work. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Sit on the possible expansion. I mean, what's there to lose, really? There's nothing big left on the map. Pushing this against high supply by Foggy isn't really worth it either, so the only thing that he gives up is a little bit of map control, but for that, it's only potions and heal scrolls. He can get heal scrolls from his own shop. He just has to be ready for a potential Foggy push.
Yeah, that's the hard part, really.
True.
So when Foggy attacks, he's gonna have 70 supply plus, he's gonna have scrolls, he has so many potions, oh my goodness. This Panda has greater healing, greater mana. The Keeper has an invuln, he has Wand of Illusion, which kinda could make TeRROR's life miserable as well, because he has no destroyers to really like get rid of this, so... TeRROR, his dream here is to set up Expo while he's harassing, but Foggy has made sure that was never gonna happen by scouting relentlessly that expansion and spamming Trance. There's still Trance guarding that Expo right now.
Information is absolute key, that's for sure, and TeRROR getting terrorized with that next Sapper. Blow it up. It's slowed. Oh, here we go. No, we don't. Maybe. There. Okay. Nice connection. Another Ziggurat keeps TeRROR again at 50, and now killing Acolytes as well. Foggy seemingly under full control right now.
Yeah, that base has seen some things here. Black Citadel at 886 hit points. Shop almost went down, being forced to repair here. And the ghouls stood idle the whole time, just mining lumber. You got enough lumber, get to battle, boys. What are you doing?
The pacifistic ghouls.
Can always be a pacifist, Neo. In fact, I play Battle Royale games, let me tell you. You should not be a pacifist.
Alright, it's up to Foggy now to close this deal or to sit comfortably and defend this. TeRROR healing up a little bit, but it's only 50 pop. Like, what can he do? A surgical strike is not really possible with the AP here, with half of the army here. Foggy is just creating challenge after challenge after challenge.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's gonna keep upgrading throughout all of this. He's finally getting Root of the Claw depth training, so he's gonna be ready to add some bears very soon. And that double staff, or triple staff even, is allowing him to harass so much, but right now it's actually down. I guess he could, yeah, stuff. No, it's not. He can just get out yet again. What a guy.
Wow, and another Ziggurat cancelled. We won't allow TeRRoR to go higher than 50, and soon we're gonna have an 80 supply Night Elf army that gets all the beautiful tier 3 upgrades with the Demon Hunter 3rd. Always nice to have for mana burn. Is a great orb carry. We're gonna get Master Bears and whatever he wants down the road, really. Upgrades are looking good too with the 1, 2, 3. Oh, on TeRRoR though, that's quite some damage.
Yeah, it might seem like if Demon is not 3 here, it's not that great because you only take so little mana away with mana burn. But the thing is, it's better than adding 1 more bear, I think. You know, it's only 5 supply. You're going to be able to mana burn a whole bunch of times. Of course, it's going to be very fragile, but as long as you babysit him well and staff him back if he's in danger, and there's 2 staff of preservation already, that demon is still going to be useful, both for the damage and the mana burn.
Yeah, I'm a big fan usually of dual hero with higher levels, but the Keeper falls off anyway, and the Panda is quite far away from 5, so I don't think the Demon Hunter will soak up too much. He's a good fighter, late game, hard to kill thanks to evasion. Wow, Foggy, expanding upper left. What's that?
The frog, the sheep, and the acolytes are all traumatized by seeing this right now. What is going on? And TeRRoR actually expands in front of it. It's like, why not? This is mine. What are you doing?
You might be able to plant that tree, but I'm gonna hunt this gold mine. But I guess there's a panda who has something to say against that. Man, that one haunted gold mine that he didn't cancel, that hurt him so much that stopped his entire momentum.
And that's the thing, right? That's what changes everything. That's where maybe a lesser Night Elf would have scouted that too late. Somehow the expansion would go up and we'd be looking at a very different game. Foggy on this map is like, I'll expand and then I'll not let you expand. And we've seen that so many times. His games against Krav also look like that. He was so good in those games and not allowing Krav to expand. And then if Undead is stuck on one base the entire game, then Foggy just gets enough army. He gets the right army composition with all of the upgrades that he needs to just win after that.
Absolutely. And yeah, since TeRRoR couldn't build a proper army, he's trying now with the next Ziggurats. He has 3 heal scrolls. That will help him quite a bit. But let's see how long these fights will even last. The Garkaras now, of course, not as efficient as it once was because all the techs and buildings are already online. Big 20 supply lead, but you know, he's trying to chip away. Bears are not there yet. It's always a little bit more experience. It's annoying, and it shows some fighting spirit as well.
Yeah, Foggy's still using Crystal Ball to keep on revealing that expansion of TeRRoR. He sees that it's not there. He still has triple trance on the way anyway.
But I heard it's such a bad item and you should sell it immediately.
Well, except when you're a trillionaire and the only thing that can be scary is your opponent expanding, Neo. then it's great. You keep scouting with it.
Man, I learn from you every day, Todd. It's so good.
I do what I can.
Which is really, really hard with my lazy brain, but I appreciate the effort.
Foggy, as soon as the staff reloads, he's always ready to get back in there as well, trying to find some damage. And if TeRRoR was not, like, you might be thinking, why is TeRRoR sitting in his base? Well, what do you want him to do? If he goes down the map, he gets engaged into. And also, if he leaves his base and those 2 heroes show up, those ghouls and acolytes, they're going to get entangled. They're going to get fried out of there.
Entangled, fried, poisoned, eaten by bears. It's a dangerous world outside. I wouldn't leave my base either. Actually, I don't for like 1.5 years.
It's because you're afraid of moving out, not because it's the best strategic move, maybe.
Probably true as well. But these constant treants in the upper left, really, really well played so far. TeRRoR gets a little bit more dangerous here with 60 supply, but I don't think Foggy will allow cancel on the Haunted Gold Mine. He's scouting with an invisible panda in the north, seeing when his opponent is moving out.
Foggy's seeing that. He's seeing that TeRRoR is staying on one base for this long. He's like, okay, the biggest push of my life is headed to my expo. And look at this outpost that he set up. Ancient of War the front, 4 Moonwells, an AP, a shop in the back.
Oh man, that's
like,
so smart.
Me, bro.
That's so smart. Of course, like, the trees don't cost much supply or no supply at all. So why not have it as a static defense? Moonwells, always good to have a little bit of extra heal and regen. And in the meantime, you got the staffs, you can cause trouble in the base. Now, TeRRoR's trying to flood this base with level 5 and 4, and he wants to get revenge with the Sapper. This one connecting quite well, so the AP is gone, but his base is suffering as well. Who multitasks better now?
And that Sapper. What goes around comes around, I guess. TeRRoR was trying to catch the Dryads, that's because they die super quick from this many Gargoyles with the piercing damage. But Foggy was smart enough to run really far away. And Foggy's actually taking out the Black Citadel on the other side with just 2 heroes. Trans, the Panda, he still has the greater mana. He could kill the entire gold mine. He's like, all right, you want a base trade with a base trade king? You better not miss.
Foggy is back to buying all the Sappers in the world. Here's the next one. Really trying to take out all the buildings here. And Foggy is a god in base races. He just knows what to do. It's unbelievable. And TeRRoR, yeah, he realizes now, like, hey, this is not gonna be that great. Another Sapper, boom, let's get done with this.
Yeah, he has no choice. If TeRRoR doesn't run home now, he will get eliminated after 2 minutes of Foggy hitting his buildings. And as he gets back, Foggy just TPs out. And this time, I think the reason Foggy did this, by the way, is that he was being attacked on his expo. If he had Staff of Preservation, the Panda to the main, it still would have taken a lot of time for him to get fully in position to defend at the expo, and he had almost no mana on the Panda. So he was like, oh, you want to attack me? I'll buy some time. I'll kill your economy entirely. I mean, there's no Acolyte alive. TeRRoR is upgrading 3 towers back at home. He knows that Foggy is likely to go around again and engage him, but Foggy is setting up the defense instead.
Okay, this might be the final fight here if TeRRoR's not smashing this. I don't see a great chance for him. Panda has no mana potion anymore, and Dryads are falling quite quickly, but it's still 66 supply. Lich is now level 5. Can the Undead Heroes carry this 20 supply lead?
Yeah, it's one of those rare times where you see an Undead's army and heroes on level 5-5 and you're like, yeah, that guy's probably losing right now. He's trying to go for the demon. There's a Moonwell.
Close.
Gets another one. There's a bear that just came out, so double rejuve. The keeper for some reason and some archers are not attacking.
Whoopsie.
Foggy messing up a bit.
Okay, here they come. Demon Hunter getting Novat, so he's out of that fight for the second time. Was just level 1 though. Here we got Roar. And TeRRoR is actually losing not too much. Foggy maybe feeling a little too comfortable in his own base with that 80 supply. Level 6, oh, we will see the ult. He has no mana, but there would be a lot of units to use for that ult now.
Yeah, he already went for Unholy Aura level 3.
Okay.
Which makes a lot of sense here with this Panda going low. Oh my god, TeRRoR is he doing this? The Panda staffs out at the last second. There's still a healing scroll on the keeper. He's trying to go for the chase. Those Gargoyles still doing a lot of damage, but they're finally getting chased away. And the Panda actually staffs to the other side of the map.
Okay.
Sieging the base.
Yeah, burn. TeRRoR can't really intercept as he's revealed. Everything is seen. He's getting 2 more units. Foggy lost more than 30 supply in this fight. In his own base.
Yeah, that's crazy. Ideally, he should take the center with his main tree, but then he loses the potential to staff. And we just see a staff now with the Panda. So you do need to have those units land next to the Moonwells. Thankfully, he has Wellspring, actually. And the thing is, a lot of the Moonwells are at the expo for the defense there, but TeRRoR very smartly attacked the main.
Yeah, that's something that we see so many times in different matchups, like sieging this expansion instead of the main when that one is way better protected. Totally agree with that. So the problem now for TeRRoR is, though, he has no mana and he has no statue.
Yeah. It's definitely looking dire for him. He could sell some items, but like he kind of needs everything that he has. I think he's just going, this is kind of like, I want to say all in. I don't know if it's the right term, but he kind of has to win very soon because Foggy still has 2k6 gold on the expo.
Yeah.
And every second that he waits, it's like more units that Foggy will be making, and it's going to be the fights like even harder for TeRRoR to win. I think TeRRoR maybe realized that there is not so many Moonwells still in the main and not necessarily with max juice. So he's trying to engage there. He needs to target the Dryads, I think, but he's trying to go for the Demon.
Foggy is going for Sapper number, I don't know, I lost track. But the towers, man, they paid off already. So here we go with the next fight. A couple of guards are still there, very, very hurt, but they're getting the kills done. Lich level 5.5, still has a heal scroll. Is he willing to commit to this now? TeRRoR seems super okay in just fighting with heroes here so far.
Yeah, Demon. He needs to get back to work here. He's gonna get right back in there. That Demon was really key. Gets another mana burn, and Foggy wins map number 1 after struggling more than I thought he should have been, maybe.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Remo, what do you say about Conceal?
Yeah, it was an interesting game. Like, Foggy did everything perfect. Against Garg play, especially if there's no fast expansion, you want to fast expand first as the Night Elf, get that economic edge. His Lumber was a bit of a problem on tier 2, but he fixed that over some time. So you want to expand early yourself and then prevent the counter expansion. That's normally the way to victory, unless the Undead fast expands themselves, but on Concealed, not very doable. And then he had a huge lead. Got a strong pan at level 4 with good items, got this huge army, he got 5 upgrades on the Dryads, he got APs and Moonwells and shops and everything, and then TeRRoR kind of beats him in the big late game fight. I was like, what the hell's going on here? Somehow he was able to come out on top there, but Foggy was just a little too far ahead for that to allow for the loss there. But TeRRoR kept his chances alive pretty well, and despite the fact that Foggy dominated that game for so long, you saw a pretty even end to that game there.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. This was, of course, TeRRoR's map, so the Garg style works a lot better by creeping the 2 fountains, having the fountains available. We're moving on to Foggy's next map, which is Echo Isles.
Yeah, it can also be very good for the Gargoyle Undead player. Of course, very different. You're not going to have this power creep potential as you had on Concealed with the fountains, but Echo Isles is the best map for fast expansion. And Foggy sometimes is a little too stubborn when going up against Fast Expo. We saw that against 1-0 many times before, where Foggy he's like a bull who sees red. He only sees attack, and he's trying to all in the expansion, which the Undead can counter if he knows it's coming, which with Foggy you sometimes do. So if TeRRoR here goes into a Fast Expo play and is going to be ready for the push, this could be a good map for him.
You know, he might be a bull, but it's a bull market, Remo. I don't know if you heard. Remember
What's a bull market?
Bro, do you even crypto? Wasn't it last DreamHack where day 1 was like all 2 zeros? Because it's kind of starting to look like that as well now. Of course, like he was happy playing first, but if you look at the matches, they all have a clear favorite today. So, I mean, I hope we see some close series, but yeah, so far the favorite's really delivering here today.
Yeah, it's oftentimes the scheme of the day 1 where the top seeds are fighting against the guys who made it through the lower bracket of the qualifier. Todd, you're on the players slot, by the way. I mean, we all get that craving, seeing the games, but need to free that up for Foggy. Foggy should be coming in a bit. Yeah, that is usually the theme for day 1. I wonder if we see some switch-ups. I mean, TeRRoR did quite well.
Yeah, but now he goes into a map where I think Warden is very likely. Foggy just played Warden against Happy. And actually, despite having a terrible start, he lost his Ancient of War and Creep at the Mer Camp. Somehow managed to make the game somewhat close. So that's definitely worrying for TeRRoR, but he should be aware of that. So there's a chance he makes some adjustments himself. But Foggy is so damn good against Undead at never letting those guys expo. I think Kevin warned him about the Nerubian Tower, and he took that too hard.
He warned us all, man. He warned the entire scene. Yeah, that... we saw that at WGL that he's really good. We see that most of the time against Happy. So we're waiting for TeRRoR at the moment to start this. We talked about the one game in the skill cup between the two, by the way, that TeRRoR won. That was the only one that he won. Apart from that, 7 victories for Foggy. So of course, on day 1 of DreamHack, always a little bit of a clean affair. Okay, players are ready. So let's see what we get on map number 2. Echo Isles, man. I really hope for one. It's always super exciting. And the position doesn't look too bad for that at all, if you ask me. On the right-hand side is Foggy. On the left-hand side is TeRRoR. So without further ado and without much talking, let's go. Match points, Foggy. Fair play between the two. Good luck, good luck. Let's have some fun, everybody. TeRRoR spawning in the blue on the left-hand side of Echo Isles and Foggy on the upper right-hand side on one of the most beautiful maps that we have in the pool. Am I right?
No.
Wow. Did you guys think about joining the Olympics or something? That was in sync.
I tell you. The day that Echo Isle gets replaced, Me and Remo are gonna throw a party.
We should go to Cologne together and have a big fancy dinner together.
Kappa. And then Neo can join. Actually, we could invite him and then go without him. All right, enough with the jokes
I don't
here.
want to come anyway. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I figured. Foggy's going for the Warden, and he's going for a safe creep here.
Yeah.
So perhaps this acolyte of Happy that made his life miserable 2 days ago at the mercenary camp, buying the troll priest away from him and then killing the Ancient of War was a traumatizing experience. And now he's like, oh, I'll creep safe in the starts, and then later down the line, start leveling the Warden a little more.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, it is. It is an interesting build. I wonder if he builds a second one. I think he's on the way, right? Wisp is moving there. It's totally safe to build the Ancient of War here. Maybe down the road needs a couple of resources for that. Because, like, how do you get even level 2?
Yeah, usually if you open with a Warden easy camp like this, then it means there'll be a shop mixed in somewhere, maybe near the green here that you can creep with, or sometimes even the orange camp. And you should get a second Ancient of War a lot of the time to be able to sometimes even just creep with units. We've seen a lot of players do this more and more recently, so that they're harassing with their hero while still creeping it.
Here we go, and Foggy knows exactly that TeRRoR is going for an expansion himself. There is probably Shadow Strike in a bit against this Acolyte. Can TeRRoR get this Expo up? Can he creep this in peace? It's not that easy.
Yeah, Foggy picking Echo Isle, you know, it almost set up a trap perfectly here for TeRRoR. He's like, I know you love expanding, you love Gargs. I'm gonna go on Echo Isle, play one of the better heroes on it, which is the Warden. He's like, I dare you to Expo. Do it. Go ahead, do it. I'll be ready.
But so far, he is buying time. He's not causing any big damage so far. So the Warden is still underleveled, far away from the shop, so she has no staff either. So both are losing time, basically.
Yeah, but this is pretty terrible for TeRRoR, who was really gonna rely on expanding here. He sold his Town Portal, bought double Sacrificial Skull, and now he finds himself in a position where he's forced to tech. Because that Expo was just not going to happen here. It was going to be so difficult. You would have needed way more ghouls, way more skellies already set up. There was wisps nearby. He's just kind of chickened out. And in the meantime, now Foggy is going to start creeping the mercenary camp. He can buy mercenaries to creep that even faster. And that Warden, if he can't get even a single kill on the other sides, it's going to be disastrous for TeRRoR.
Also quite some investment into these skulls. Foggy on the other side, by the way, builds a Huntress Hall on top of his double Ancient of War, so Hunts will be coming as TeRRoR finally burned through his entire mana pool. Nice creep by TeRRoR to finish both trolls at the same time, not giving the Warden anything. But yeah, Shadow Strikes are free to rain now.
Yeah, maybe Foggy will make a tree soon to expand and then tech after. I don't know why he made the Hunter Soul right now. Or maybe he was worried that TeRRoR still would Expo, and then in which case you could double Ancient of War, and then you do an AP attack with glaive throwers.
Foggy definitely capable of doing that, but I don't see it as a player who does that frequently. Like Sonic, I could 100% see that. Even Moon sometimes, but now he re-evaluates everything. Tier 2 coming. Maybe that was a little mistake, because he's not building a single hunt, is he? No, not really.
Yeah, I guess it's going to allow him to start upgrades earlier, and also when he reaches tier 2, he can go into lores immediately. But yeah, other than that, kind of feels just like a strange Hunter Soul. He already had double Ancient of War, right? Because he had the one at the top and then the one in the Mer camp. So I think he was still somewhat worried that this... say, for example, they played recently on ladder and then TeRRoR faked that he was taking and then expanded and Foggy lost the game because of that. It's definitely something that's going to be on your mind and you want to look out for the next time.
Good point right there. And the Warden is still able to keep the DK low. No Unholy Aura is such a pain against the Warden because she slows you down. This time, no Gargs, by the way. Instant tier 3 tech.
Oh, he denied. Foggy denied the creep. But the last one should still give him level 3. That's very fortunate. Okay, if he didn't get 3 here, that would have been a disaster, but Acolytes are going to be in danger immediately.
Oh, let's go then. We got Blink, we got Shadow Strike, we got attacking Undead. Night Elves love to kill the workers, but so far one got killed. I think he got one spare still.
Yeah. He has 3 near the Hall of the Dead. One of those is going to die instantly though. So, and the tech only started recently. I think he has to cancel tech here.
Yeah, that Not one, like he can go with 4 workers for the majority of this.
Oh my god, the stuff is gonna go through. Wow. That is sick. And the expo is coming up. And Foggy's still creeping at the top. He's creeping 12 o'clock. He has so many items to pick up, actually. This is ridiculous. He has 1 item at the Mer Camp, 1 item at the expo, and this one up there with the greater healing. And he's almost back to full mana, so I guess right back to work for that Warden in a second.
Man, this reminds me a lot of Lawliot. The creeping, the multitasking. I've seen Foggy's Warden many times, and I'm still a big fan of Foggy's Warden versus Undead because he's just so good with it. But this impresses me still, like... Oh, this tech is expensive. This tech is so expensive.
Yeah. Honestly, if I was TeRRoR, I might be tempted to tap out here. Like, nothing's going his way at all. He already has a Warden. If he sees the Warden 4 soon as well, it's like so depressing. It's like, how is he leveling this fast? Well, he's bouncing around with Ancient of War and units and creeping everything. And Foggy is actually about to creep another camp here with the Murloc camp.
Oh man, this is so annoying. You would love to just nuke this Warden with Coil Nova, but A, you don't even have a single level 2 spell yet. B, you need all the coils in the world to keep your workers and units safe. Oh man, that's gonna be a big goal disadvantage. We're already at like 600, 700. And he still has to rebuy 2 Acolytes.
You know what's crazy to me when I watch this? Oh, he came back to pick up the sacred text, by the way. Well done, Foggy. What I think is so crazy when I watch this type of game is that Foggy just seems to be so many levels higher than TeRRoR, who's already a good player.
Yeah.
Yet Foggy loses almost every time to Happy.
It's unbelievable, right? But yeah, if your opponent doesn't do any mistakes, then you don't have, like, you are not allowed to do mistakes either. And that's a little bit of a difference between Foggy and Happy. 1 mistake per game.
And by the way, against Walden, you're supposed to go 2nd Necropolis.
Oh,
and
yeah.
TeRRoR actually skipped that here.
Oh, yeah. Very good point, actually. I don't know if he never had the resources, but he should have.
Maybe he doesn't play against Walden like all that often because like it's very, you know, it's very niche. It depends on maps. It depends on like players that actually want to use it. But it was definitely a mistake here. He wasn't able to remake Acolytes for a very long time. He lost so much resources. And Foggy's about to get right back to work with that Walden.
Rinse and repeat. I mean, if that's successful, why not keep on doing it? There's still a couple of camps left that the rest of his army can do. And Foggy doesn't even feel tempted to go for a second hero so far. Like, no Demon Hunter, no Panda, nothing. Warden is enough to keep TeRRoR busy.
Yeah, and his macro in the meantime is like flawless as well. He always manages Slumber really well. I gotta say, I'm super impressed. Like, he always gets the exact right amount of wisps on lumber, because like right now he expanded, you know, it'd be so tempting to send a bunch of the wisps into the gold mine, but then you'd have 0 lumber to do anything, and that's how you can lose games sometimes, you know, with a lot of gold and no lumber. But not Foggy.
Man, yeah, Foggy getting another Acolyte as the coil missed. Another feels bad. Ooh.
The Warden is almost 5. TeRRoR is gonna be so confused. He's gonna be like, how do you have a Warden 5? You were on me the entire game. Like, what is going on? You have XP hack or something.
And that's like, not only is the Warden super high, but the undead levels are super low as well. How do you catch up with that? There's absolutely no chance to do that. There's nothing left on the map.
Yeah, DK is not even 3.
Yeah.
Which means that a couple Shadow Strikes here, you kill a few ghouls, you're 5.
And it's kind of beautiful to see the same matchup twice in a row, but with one race being the favorite, or one player of a race being the favorite. And so one game was dominated by the undead player, and it looks like that's the strongest you've ever seen anything. And then you see Foggy playing the Night Elves, and it's just the opposite side. Like, oh my god, this game is... It's a demonstration of force by Foggy right here.
Really? I thought it was a demonstration that Undead was OP in the first series and Night Elf is OP in the second one.
Yeah, that's your way of thinking. I kind of don't agree with that, but hey, let's see. Foggy, right around 50. The focus fire is just so crazy.
Yeah, TeRRoR's probably thinking, are you kidding me? This guy's level 5 right now. That Walden... Oh my god, Shadow Strike did so much damage on the DK here. He doesn't have a Town Portal either. I don't think he can even retreat here.
That's an all-in, right?
Of course.
Yeah,
it's too much damage.
That's an all-in, and that is a DK about to die. Oh my god, just right-clicks. Foggy, you're playing a very good Warden, kid.